Okay, it's been about 2 days and I've kind of sat on it, didn't do anything with the inside. Because the more I looked at the outside, the more I realized I don't actually like all of this green. I do like some of it though, so I don't want to completely cover it up, but I did a mix of that light brown that I have with some black, so I can make it a little bit darker and spookier. And then I think I'll go over the inside. So I'm gonna do this and then we'll see how it looks, and then maybe next time it'll finally be time for me to work on the inside of the dollhouse. Okay, so this is the inside. I did give it a primer coat of paint. And I'm just gonna bring you in a little bit closer. So up here, one of the nibblings decided to use this floor to try and stand on, which obviously did not work out. And I did save all of the pieces for it. So there's lots and lots of broken floor pieces. So I originally was going to piece it back together, fix the floor, and make it stable again. And then I remembered that this is a Halloween decoration, so an abandoned farmhouse was going to be way cooler with the floor in the attic broken out. And unfortunately, the nibbling also broke the ledge that the stairs are supposed to hook on, but that's okay. So this is where I'm at. I'm gonna hopefully get it all wallpapered today. Look how cool the kitchen is. The kitchen's gonna be gross when I'm done. So this is the bathroom. This was a playroom, which whoever's child owned this dollhouse had written in Crown what each room was, which made it really creepy when we got it initially. So hopefully I can keep that creepy aesthetic, but this is what I'm using for my papers to get you situated. Yeah, so these are going to be my wallpapers. I've got this stack, this scrapbook timeless texture stack, which is awesome because it's not like physically textured, it's just visually textured. And that makes it really good for dollhouses. So what I picked out are some of these grimy looking papers because I thought they would be good for making that decayed effect that old houses that are, you know, been untouched for decades end up getting. So I've got some good options, and then I also picked out this one because I figured what I'll do for some of the spots is I will tear the paper to make it look like the wallpaper's been torn away, and then this will be underneath of it. This also may just be what the attic gets covered in, so I don't know. So we will see how it goes, but that is where I'm at. So all I'm gonna do is use my Mod Podge and a paintbrush, and then because if you're doing this, you also want an X-Acto knife. And that's literally all you need. I did do templates for the summer enchantable house, and I realized it was easier just to slap paper on and then trim away with an X-Acto knife, because then you got a more precise fit. Okay, the first two floors are wallpapered, and I love it. Just like, look how good it looks. I just look at it. Okay, so next up is attic, and then this like side piece, and then painting. So this is where I am currently at. I have one attic space, like the long space left, and then the kitchen, which is probably the most awkward because it has a built-in kitchen to it. So I'm just gonna do what I can with my scraps. So I figured that's gonna be the best course of action here. Since it is like the hardest room to see anyway, it's not gonna matter if it's not perfect. So whatever fits, and that's what I am going to use. we go. Everything is all dry. And it is time to paint. So what I'm going to do, let's see if I can get this in here. I'm going to add paint to spaces like this where the paper comes together but not like quite perfectly together. And then, so apart from covering up spots like that, I still got to figure out, there's like, I don't know if it'll show up on the camera, there's like this spot here and this spot there. There used to be stickers, like I think one was like a potted plant and then the other one, I don't remember. So I still have to figure out what I'm going to do about those, because I do like the idea of making it just damaged walls, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to paint, and then I think I'm going to dig out my moss and decorate it a little bit, and then it'll be done. Where I'm at, it is looking pretty good. I still need to seal the paint, but then I also want to dig out my moss and add clumps of like overgrowth and grime and build up on it, but otherwise it's pretty much done and I love it. I am on the last step, and that is doing the moss. So I've got Spanish moss and reindeer moss, and that's all I'm digging out for this. And then I'm going to use Mod Podge to secure them in place. So yeah, all I'm going to do is I'm going to drape the moss around, try and make that like spooky overgrowth. The Spanish moss is probably going to be the best for it. I'm just going to go kind of random, and hopefully it turns out well. it's done, it's looking good. And then I realized I forgot about the barn. Okay, so let's talk about the barn for a moment. The outside is pretty good, and the mossy bits will be done once I do the inside. But as for the inside, I've left it plain. I'm not wallpapering it. I'm not adding anything but the moss because, you know, it's a barn. Because I realized nobody wallpapers their barns. So I could do the scrapbook paper that has wooden prints on it, but this already has like the wooden barn slats or whatever on there. So I'm just going to do moss and then it'll be completely done.